Good day, students. How are you? Now consider the calculating the definite integrals. Consider first example. Example number 297. According to my textbook, calculate the integral. Calculate the integral. Integral from 1/16 to 1 of dx over x multiplied by 4th root of x. Find this solution. First, reduce the integrand to the natural form. Integral from 1/16 to 1 is dx over x to 1 multiplied by x to 1/4. Integral from 1/16 to 1 dx over x to 5/4 then equals integral, and we must write the integrand in the form of the standard power function from 1/16 to 1 x to minus 5/4 dx equals. Then use the Newton-Leibniz formula for calculating the definite integral. The antiderivative of the integrand is x to minus 5/4 plus 1 over minus 5/4 plus 1. X to minus 5/4 plus 1 over minus 5/4 plus 1 with double substitution from 1/16 to 1 equals is x to minus 1/4 over minus 1/4 with double substitution from 1/16 to 1 is equal to reduced to the natural form, which is minus 4 over 4th root of x with double substitution from 1/16 to 1. Then first substitute 1 instead of x, and then substitute 1/16 instead of x. And here we must work with the parentheses. Minus 4 over 4th power of 1 minus 4 over 4th root of 1/16 equals minus 4 over 1. Here we will obtain plus it is 1 second, 4 over 1 second. Continue, minus 4 plus 8 is 4. Our answer is 4. It is application of Newton-Leibniz formula for the calculating the definite integral. Consider next example. Example number 310. Calculate the integral from minus 4 to 2 of x cubed plus 6x squared plus 5 dx. Continue. First find the antiderivative of the integrand. Antiderivative is x to 4 over 4 plus 2x cubed plus 5x. And add the double substitution from minus 4 to 2. First substitute 2 instead of x, and then substitute minus 4 instead of x. 2 to 4 over 4 plus 2 multiplied by 2 cubed plus 5 multiplied by 2 minus 4 to 4 over 4 plus 2 multiplied by minus 4 cubed plus 5 multiplied by minus 4 equals. It is 16 over 4 is 4 plus it is 16 plus 10, then minus it is 226 over 4 is 64. 64 minus 64 and minus 128 minus 20. Continue. It is 30 minus 64 minus 148 equals 30 minus 84, and it is, I'm sorry, minus 84, and it is 114. Our answer is 114. Then calculate the definite integral of the linear composite function. For example, 325. Integral from minus 4 to 1 of dx over square root of 4 minus 3x. Here we can change the root itself by new variable t. For example, let square root of 4 minus 3x is t. And also you can change only the root expression. Also you can change the root expression. Write change. Square root of 4 minus 3x is t. Then square both parts. Then we have we'll have 4 minus 3x is t squared, and then find x. Find from here x. X is 4 minus t squared over 3. Then find also dx. Dx is d of 4 minus t squared over 3 equals derivative of 4 minus t squared over 3 prime multiplied by dt. First we can take 1/3 out of the derivative symbol, 1/3 multiplied by 4 minus t squared prime dt, and derivative of this expression is minus 2t. Minus 2t, therefore we have minus 2/3 t dt. Also, we must change the integral limits, because these integral limits are applied for x, but we must find new integral limits for new variable t. If the lower integral limit of x is minus 4, if x is minus 4, then find the corresponding value of t. Therefore, we must substitute minus 4 instead of x. 4 minus 3 multiplied by minus 4 is 12. 4 plus 12 is 16, and square root of 16 is 4. T is 4. But the upper integral limit for x is 1. If x is 1, then find the corresponding value of t. 4 minus 3 is 1, square root of 1 is 1. T is also 1. Then apply this change for the calculating the definite integral. Integral from 4 to 1, where is the dx, minus 2/3 t dt over t. Here integrand is simplified by t, and minus 2/3 is the constant factor which can be taken out of the integral symbol. Minus 2/3 followed by integral from 4 to 1 of dt. The antiderivative is simply t, minus 2/3 multiplied by t, and add the corresponding double substitution from 4 to 1. Here upper integral limit is 1. Therefore, first substitute 1 instead of t, and then substitute 4 instead of t. Minus 2/3 multiplied by 1 minus 4 equals minus 2/3 multiplied by minus 4. It is equal to 2. Our answer is 2. Next example. Example number 335. 335. Integral from 0 to pi of dx over cosine squared x over 8. The integrand is also the linear composite function, and because argument of cosine is a linear function, therefore this integrand is named the linear composite function. And here change x over 8 by new variable t. Right, change. X over 8 is t, then x is 8t, then find dx. Dx is d of 8t. 8 is a constant factor which can be taken out of the differential symbol, and we will obtain 8 dt. Also, we must change the integral limits. The lower integral limit for x is 0. X is 0, and find the corresponding lower integral limit for t. T is 0 over 8 is also 0. But upper integral limit for x is 2 pi, and we must find the upper integral limit for new variable t. And substitute 2 pi, I'm sorry, instead of x, we'll obtain 2 pi over 8 is pi over 4. T is pi over 4. Apply this change to the calculating the definite integral, the given definite integral. Integral from 0 to pi over 4 dx is 8 dt over cosine squared t. We can take 8 out of the integral symbol because 8 is constant factor. 8 multiplied by integral from 0 to pi over 4 dt over cosine squared t. Here integrand is 1 over cosine squared t and its antiderivative is tangent t. 8 multiplied by tangent t and add the corresponding double substitution from 0 to pi over 4. First substitute pi over 4 instead of t, and then substitute 0 instead of t. 8 multiplied by tangent of pi over 4 minus tangent of 0. Tangent of pi over 4 is 1 and tangent 0 is 0. 8 multiplied by 1 minus 0 is 8. Our answer is 8. Further, calculate the improper integral. What is improper integral? Improper in if at least one of integral limits of the definite integral is infinity, then such a definite integral is named the improper integral. Write improper integral. Improper integral. Improper integral in other it is gayri mahsusi integral. Gayri mahsusi integral. In Russian, не собственный интеграл, не собственный. I repeat, the improper integral is such a definite integral for which at least one of integral limits is infinity. Then substitute. Then consider example 39. Enumeration according to my textbook. Example 29. Integral from 1 to plus infinity dx over x cubed. This integral is it is definite integral, but if at least one of integral limits of the definite integral is infinity, then such a definite integral is named also improper integral. Here upper integral limit is infinity, therefore it is improper integral. Then again apply the Newton-Leibniz formula. Rewrite the integrand in the natural form. Integral from 1 to plus infinity of x to minus 3 dx. Then find the antiderivative of the integrand. Integrand here is x to minus 3, and its antiderivative is x to minus 3 plus 1 over minus 3 plus 1. x to minus 3 plus 1 over minus 3 plus 1 with double substitution from 1 to plus infinity equals x to minus 2 over minus 2 double substitution from 1 to plus infinity. Then rewrite expression in parentheses in the natural form. It is minus 1 over 2x squared from 1 to plus infinity. First substitute plus infinity instead of x, and then substitute 1 instead of x. Minus 1 over 2 multiplied by plus infinity squared minus 1 over 2 multiplied by 1 squared equals plus infinity squared is plus infinity. 2 multiplied by plus infinity is plus infinity. 1 over plus infinity is 0, 0, 0. Then plus, it is 1 second. Our answer is 1 second. 1 second. Then go to the applications of the definite integral, and first application is calculating the squares. Calculating the areas with help of the definite integral. Right, the applications of the definite integral, And first application is named the calculating. First application, calculating the areas. Calculate the areas with help of the definite integral. If geometric figure is bounded by the graph of two function f1 of x and f2 of x and the vertical lines with the equations x equals a and x equals b, then and if we have this figure, then we can calculate the corresponding area by the following formula. S, it is area is equal to modulus of integral from a to b of f1 of x minus f2 of x dx modulus. Example. Calculate the area. Here area is in other it is saha. 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 In Russian it is площадь. 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 Calculate the area. Calculate the area of the figure. Bounded by the function graphs. F of x is x and f of x is x squared. Here the a and b, here the function f1 and f2 are present, but the values a and b are absent. We can find a and b if equalize these functions. Solution. First, find a and b. Solution. Equalize expression, the expression of the given functions. X equals x squared. Then x squared minus x is equal to 0, and solve this equation. Find the root of this equation. We can take x out of the brackets. X multiplied by x minus 1 is 0, and then we have two roots. First root is 0, and second root is 1. x1 is 0 and x2 is 1. That is a is 0, b is 1. Here also a can be greater than b also, or f second of x can be greater than f first of x. Then calculate the corresponding integral from 0 to 1 of x minus x squared. Here in the integrand we must write the difference of the given functions. Difference x minus x squared. Then continue. Find the antiderivative of the integrand. It is x squared in half minus x cubed thirds, and add the double substitution from 0 to 1. Here first substitute 1 instead of x, then we will obtain 1 second minus 1 third minus then substitute 0 instead of x, we will obtain 0, and our answer here 1/6. It is the value of integral, but then we must find area. Area is absolute value of the definite integral. S is equal to modulus of 1/6 is 1/6. It means the area of the figure bounded by the straight line y equals x and parabola y equals x squared is 1 second. Here we can construct this area. Construct this area, for example. here construct the straight line y equals x, and construct the graph of the parabola y equals x squared. X squared. One. Y equals x, what it is, y equals x squared. Our area is this region, and area of this region is 1/6. Then consider the second application of the definite integral, and it is investigation the numeric series for convergence divergence by the integral test. Second application investigating the numeric series for convergence divergence with help of the integral test. Consider the numeric series x1 plus x2 plus x3 plus etc. plus xn plus etc. And let the general term of this numeric series is defined by the following formula, and we know that the all terms of numeric sequence or numeric series is are the functions of natural argument. Let x sub n is f of n. Then we must calculate the following improper integral from 1 to plus infinity of f of x dx. And according to the integral test, it is must calculate this improper integral. And if the value of improper integral is finite 1, if the improper integral is finite value. What is finite? Finite in other it is sonlu. In Russian, конечный. Then the series converges. In other converges yığılır. In Russian it is сходится. Yığılır. Yığılır. In Russian сходится. And according to the second point, if infinite you know the meaning of infinite. Infinite in ozarı sonsuz, in Russian бесконечный. Then diverges. Then diverges. Diverges in ozarı it is dağılır. Dağılır. In Russian it is расходится. Расходится. We'll continue. Consider the next example. Example. Investigate. Investigate the numeric series. Numeric series 1 plus for example 1 over 16 plus 1 over 49 plus 1 over 121 plus etc. for convergence, divergence by help with help of the integral test. Solution. First, rewrite the given condition in the comfortable form. 1 over 1 squared plus 1 over 4 squared plus 1 over 7 squared plus 1 over 11 squared plus etc. And then find the general form of the general term of the given series. Consider the denominators, the basis of squares in denominators. 1, 4, 7, 11, etc. are the terms of the geometrical progression. Here, arithmetical progression. Here, first term is 1, and the common difference is 3. Then find the general formula. A sub n is a1 plus n minus 1 multiplied by d is equal to 1 plus a minus 1 multiplied by 3 equals 3n minus 2. We can control this formula if for the first term n is 1. Substitute 1 instead of n. 3 multiplied by 1 is 3, 3 minus 2 is 1 squared. For the second For the second term, n is 2. Substitute 2 instead of n. 3 multiplied by 2 is 6. 6 minus 2 is 4, etc. And it means the x sub n is the general term of the given series. Will have the following formula: 1 over 3n minus 2 squared, and it is f of n. Then we can obtain f of x. From here, f of x is 1 over 3x minus 2 squared. 2 squared. Then calculate the integral. Integral from 1 to plus infinity of 1 over 3x minus 2 squared dx. It is improper integral because here the upper integral limit is infinity and the integrand is a linear composite function. Here we can change 3x minus 2 by new variable t. Right change. X minus 2 is t, and x is t plus 2 over 3. Then find dx. Dx is d of t plus 2 over t plus 2. T plus 2 over 3. It is t plus 2 over 3 prime multiplied by dt. The derivative of this expression is 1/3 dt. Also, we must consider the integral limits. These integral limits are the limits for variable x, and we must find the corresponding integral limits for the new variable t. If x is 1, then find the t. X1, 3 by 1 is 3, 3 minus 2 is 1. T also is 1. And if x is plus infinity, t is also plus infinity because 3 by plus infinity is plus infinity, plus infinity minus 2 is plus infinity. Continue. Then apply this change to this integral equals integral from here. The integral limits didn't change. I'm sorry, wasn't change. And integral from 1 to plus infinity of 1 over t squared of dx here is 1/3 dt, over 1/3 dt. Then we can take 1/3 out of the integral symbol because 1/3 is constant factor. 1/3 multiplied by integral from 1 to plus infinity of dt over t squared. The antiderivative of 1 over t squared is minus 1 over t. 1/3 followed by minus 1 over t with double substitution from 1 to plus infinity. Then first substitute plus infinity instead of t, and then 1 instead of t. Minus 1 over plus infinity minus 1 over 1 equals 1 over plus infinity is 0. 1/3 multiplied by 0 plus 1, and it is 1/3. 1/3 is finite value because 1/3 is less than infinity plus infinity. Finite value, and it means the given series convergence. Answer the given series, the given numeric series converges. Then finally rewrite your homework. Please rewrite your homework, and integral test is in Azeri it is integral alameti, in Russian it is integralny признак. Please rewrite. Our lesson ended. Dear students, good luck.